Scott Moore with Sidestep Studios, and we're here at the 2015 Nashville Music Gear Expo, and we're here with Michael Elsner representing Kemper.
Sure thing.
So tell me about what's going on here at the show. What do you got here?
I got two legends in the room.
It's the triple Michael.
Michael, and Michael.
Yeah.
Michael Wagener.
Hey, guys.
Michael
Britt.
Michael Britt. Yep. Hello.
And Michael Elsner. And these guys make pretty incredible profiles for the Kemper Profiling amp, which you can get online and you can buy it at their respective websites. But we've been profiling, and I'm sorry, we haven't been profiling. We've been showing off their profiles today and yesterday as well. And Michael's hanging out today, demoing his. And yeah, it's a good time.
So first of all, what's new about Kemper? New firmware coming out? Anything that the viewers should know about?
Well, they just had a new firmware come out, and the newest feature that they have is a thing called Pure Cabinet, which basically smooths out the profile. It takes out the artifacts that often get recorded with a microphone that are just inherent in recording a cabinet with a microphone. So it's very subtle, but it smooths out the profile. You can turn it on and you can adjust how much of the pure cabinet you want from 0 to 10. And it's just a very nice, subtle, pleasant sound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just gives you more of the feel of sitting in front of a real amplifier as opposed to something digital.
Profile packs that you've got online, right? So tell me about those.
I've got a bunch of different ones now. Michael Wagener's also got a bunch for sale too. But I think the things we like to do are just find great guitar sounds. So we'll sit in our studios and just get amps that we love and try to dial them up and get them to where they sound good, and then get them to where anybody can plug them in and get those sounds.
So are you doing your profiles with the pre's and the mics and the whole chain, or are you getting the DI signal from the amps, or both?
Most of the ones I've got out now were called studio profiles, so they're not the DI type profiles. They're just with the speaker cabinet, mics, everything in the chain. And I picked the mic blends and the speaker cabinets that I'm just used to, that I just think sound great on everything. So, you know, it's a very personal thing. You know, everybody's profiles are going to sound different because it's your own personal taste of what you want to hear in your ears. So,
if somebody was interested in picking them up, where can they find them?
it's MBRittprofiles.com.
Awesome. And Mr. Wagener, I have your MW stuff. You got your RokPak out there.
Right.
So tell me about that.
Well, it's basically profiles of all the amps that are in my studio, and a couple outside ones. And they're completely dry. There's no effects on them. There's no EQ on them. And they are the amp. And at the time that we did the profiles, the direct profiling wasn't existing yet. In fact, we worked on that together with Kemper at the same time and figured out with white noise and room shootings out and stuff like that, how to do those direct profiles and the cabinets. And after that it came out. So all my profiles are with microphones and cabinets and mixed together, microphones mixed together.
How many profiles are in your pack?
It's 205 in the large pack.
If somebody wants to get those, where can they find them?
MWRokpak.com. It's MWRokpak.com.
That's where you find it. And I have Michael's pack, and it's completely awesome. My favorite thing to play on. And he has some amps in his studio that you're not going to find just anywhere else. So, you know, you're at an amp expo or gear expo where the majority of everything is valves, tube, amps.
Well, it's
you
nice.
know?
It's, you know.
Do you have any guys peeking in here wanting to, like, destroy this thing because it's not tube?
One of the things that's nice is and having done a lot of work with Kemper, showing off their gear at other music events over the last, I think, 5 years now. It's amazing to see. First off, it's amazing to see the response, you know, from day one when I first started showing this in January 2011 to now, and how many very well-known and successful musicians and producers and engineers swear by it. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that to me, I mean, that says everything. But
And how many artists
are taking it out on the road, and
it's on records. I mean, it's...
Oh, absolutely. You know, but the thing is, at the same point, you know, it needs real amplifiers to provide, you know, content. So it doesn't get rid of, you know, amplifiers by any means.
I've bought more amplifiers since getting my Kemper just because I want to keep getting stuff to put into the Kemper.
But the cool thing is that, you know, you don't break your back taking them out on the road.
No, it's a tool. It's a very practical tool because I can take, instead of I used to have a 4-head switcher with a Bradshaw switcher and all that stuff. I can get more than 4 heads, and actually my effects are in stereo. You can't run multi-head switcher in stereo. I mean, it solves so many problems. It's so practical, and the way they laid it out, they give you so many options as far as routing and all that stuff. It's a lifesaver.
One thing also to mention, which we haven't touched on it yet, is the
foot pedal.
Profiler remote, and Michael uses it on his tour. I used it on that Michael, that legend, and I used it on a tour recently that I was on overseas, and that paired with the Kemper Profiler in performance mode, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
You know, it's an amazing combination, and they've thought of everything, you know, when they designed the unit.
Freaking smart Germans, huh? Yeah.
Well,
I
so-
want to actually hear this thing, so we're gonna set that up.